Hi there, this readers were live.
Oil in the markets
Extreme
has nothing to do with her budget.
energy crisis, politics,
Does the Prime Minister agree
debate.
with him?
Video, UK 2022, like this video. Please and thumbs up, time at the moment, this is still an hour at the moment. It's approximately 12:04 PM in the afternoon. It's 12th October 2022.
To make sure that people are not facing energy bills of £6,000 for 2 years. And I think we remember the opposition is only talking about 6 months. We've also taken decisive action to make sure that we are not facing the highest taxes for 70 years in the face of a global economic slowdown. And what we're making sure is that we protect our economy at this very difficult time internationally. And as a result of our action, Mr. Speaker, and this has been independently corroborated, we will see higher growth and lower inflation.
Mr. Speaker, avoiding the question, ducking responsibility, lost in denial. No wonder investors have no confidence in her government. And this is why it matters. A few weeks ago, Zach and Rebecca from Wolverhampton were all set to buy their first home. Then the government's borrowing spree sent interest rates spiralling and their mortgage offer was withdrawn. I met them last week. They're back to square one, unable to buy, devastated, sick to the back teeth with excuses and blame shifting. Does the Prime Minister understand why Zach and Rebecca are completely furious with her?
Mr. Speaker, the fact is that when I came into office, people were facing energy bills of up to £6,000 a year. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker, the party opposite are shouting that he is opposing the very package that we brought in energy price guarantee. That was the
No, you should have done a windfall tax, darling.
And Mr. Speaker,
You're finished.
He has refused to confirm whether or not he backs our energy price guarantee for 2 years, which protects families not just this winter, but next winter. What we're seeing, Mr. Speaker, is we are seeing interest rates rising globally. They are rising globally in the face of Putin's appalling war in Ukraine. And what we are doing is helping people with lower stamp duty, helping people with their energy costs, reducing inflation with our energy package, and keeping taxes low. And
Your zombie government, sorry.
The Honourable Gentleman had a Damascus conversion last night when he backed our cut to national insurance.
Mr. Speaker, the economy is in turmoil. People are really worried. This is really not the time to descend into absolutely nonsense attacks about last night. There's no point.
Liz, you are not getting it right.
Everyone can see what has happened. The Tories went on a borrowing spree, sending mortgage rates through the roof. They are skyrocketing by £500 a month. And for nearly 2 million homeowners, their fixed rate deals are coming to an end next year. They're worried sick, and everybody in this house knows it.
Aye.
They won't forget.
They certainly are.
They won't forget, and nor should they. When will she stop ducking responsibility, do the right thing, and reverse her kamikaze budget, which is causing so much pain?
Turn on the markets, especially.
Mr. Speaker,
She won't do it. She's
last
not listening,
night,
is she?
the Labour Party supported national insurance. And is he really?
I won't hear the Prime Minister. I'm sorry if her own party doesn't, but I certainly do.
Mr. Speaker, I'm genuinely unclear about what Labour...
I think we don't want an early bath at this stage. The Rugby World Cup's coming. Don't stop too soon. Just let's hear the questions and certainly the answers, Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm genuinely unclear as to what the Labour Party's policy is on our energy price guarantee. It was the biggest our mini-budget? Are the opposition saying they want to reverse it and they want to see people facing energy bills of £6,000? Is that what he's saying?
Here's Starmer.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister knows very well that on this side we voted against the national insurance in the first place. She voted for it. So who's doing the U-turn? Honestly.
Aye.
Last week, the Prime Minister was forced to U-turn on her unfunded tax cut for the super wealthy. This week, she's beginning to realise that she needs to extend the windfall tax, one step behind the CEO of Shell. But she's still going ahead with £18 billion of tax cuts for the rich businesses, and they didn't even ask for it. She's still grabbed a stamp duty cut for landlords, just as renters feel the pinch. And she's still holding out tax cuts for those who live off stocks and shares. What does she expect working people to pick up the bill for her unfunded tax cuts for those at the top?
I notice that the leader of the opposition is still not saying whether or not he supports our energy price guarantee. This is very relevant, Mr. Speaker, because it is the biggest part. It is the biggest part of our mini-budget. It's the biggest part of the mini-budget. The fact is that all the opposition have said is that people should be supported for 6 months. Does he think that in March, pensioners should be facing very high energy bills? Because that's what will happen if he doesn't support our energy price guarantee.
No way. Load of rubbish.
She's not even attempting to answer the questions now. I gently remind her that the idea of freezing energy bills was a Labour idea, which she then took on. During her leadership contest, the Prime Minister said, and I quote her exactly, "I'm very clear. I'm not planning public spending reductions." Is she going to stick to that?
Good question, my friend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What we are, look, Mr. Speaker, we are spending almost £1 trillion of public spending. We were spending 700 billion back in 2010. What we will make sure is that over the medium term, the debt is falling. But we will do that not by cutting public spending, but by making sure we spend public money well. And the honourable gentleman talks about our spending, which he doesn't seem to support, on the energy price guarantee. But the reality is, you can't criticise us on one hand for spending money, on the other hand claiming we're cutting public expenditure.
Here's Starmer.
They can cheer. I hope they listen very, very carefully to that last answer, because other people will listen very, very carefully to it. Who voted? Who voted for this? Who voted for this? Who voted for this? Not homeowners paying an extra 500 extra on their mortgages. Who voted this? Not working people paying for tax cuts to the largest companies. Who voted for this? Not even most of the MPs behind her who know you can't pay for tax cuts on the never, never.
Aye.
Does she think the public will ever forgive the Conservative Party if they keep on defending this madness to go ahead at kamikaze budget?
Kamikaze budget, suicidal,
Mr.
yes.
Speaker, what our budget has delivered is security for families for the next 2 winters. It's made sure that we're going to see higher economic growth, lower inflation and more opportunities. The way that we will get our country growing is through more jobs, more growth, more opportunities, not through higher taxes, higher spending, and his friends in the union helping hard-working people get to work.
Come on, Cheryl.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to see growth and jobs in East Cornwall, and I believe an investment zone could help this. Would the Prime Minister back the Honourable Member for North Cornwall and myself are supporting a zone for Liskeard and Bodmin area?
Well, I want to see more jobs, more opportunities, more homes for local people in Cornwall. And I know that's what my honourable friend is working towards with her colleagues. And I'm delighted bringing forward these investment zones that are going to give those opportunities to local people.
We now come to the leader of the SNP, Ian Blackpool.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I associate myself with the remarks of the Prime Minister on the murder of David Amos a year ago, and thoughts and prayers very much with Julia and his family. And of course, we think very much of those in Crestla that have been caught up in the terrible tragedy there as well. I would have hoped that if the Prime Minister is making public spending commitments today, that she would have said that those that rely on social security benefits will get the benefits uprated in line with inflation. Mr. Speaker, when the Prime Minister last stood at the dispatch, the average 2-year fixed rate mortgage stood at 4.5%. They are now at 6.5% and rising, hitting average families with an extra £450 a month of mortgage payments every single month over and above what they're paying. 37 days into the job, this is literally the cost of the Prime Minister's incompetence. It is the price households are paying, and all because of the Chancellor that she chose. Will she now give up her desperate plan to save her Chancellor's skin by scapegoating the Governor of the Bank of England?
Mr. Speaker, the action we have taken has meant that families in Scotland and across the United Kingdom are not facing gargantuan energy bills. And what the Honourable Gentleman and his friends in Scotland could do to help us out is build the nuclear power stations that are going to help our energy security, help us get more gas out of the North Sea to help deliver
If you like this video,
more secure
please give a thumbs up.
energy future
Please subscribe to Mission Sign James. Of course, be with you always. Quite what the needs of the many, outweigh the needs of few.
Questions, we can swap places. But, you know, the reality is, Mr. Speaker, that the Prime Minister is ignoring the damage of the chaos of the mini-budget. She's worrying about saving the Chancellor's job, but many families are now worried not just about heating their homes, but keeping their homes, Prime Minister. The scale of this Tory crisis is frightening. 100,000 households a month are up for mortgage renewals. People can't afford to pay an extra £4,500 a year in interest, and plenty are already falling behind. The Prime Minister and her Chancellor have completely lost control. The only thing growing under this government are mortgages, rents and bills. Is that what she really meant when she declared herself a pro-growth Prime Minister?
You hear them.